Hello everyone and welcome to Game 6 in this series. It is going to be Select versus Idra here on Antigua Shipyard, full cross spawns, and I'm thinking that Select is going to have a very difficult time trying to take this game away from Idra, as Idra is going to have a number of options to expand and really play very heavy, very favorable macro style. As Antigua Shipyard, I feel, tends to favor Zerg a little bit with this very easy to take high ground third expansion. Now, a couple of important things to note. Select is spawning on the top left-hand side of the map at what I'll call the 11 o'clock location, and I'm not sure if this is forced cross spawns on this particular version of the map, or if you can have close spawns on this map. But we'll see what these players do in terms of scouting and what they try to do in this game. Now, this is Game 6 in a best-of-7 series. Select losing Game 5 on Shakura's Plateau, giving Idra the lead, and now Select has a lot of ground to make up. Shakura's Plateau, I thought, was perhaps one of his best chances in order to take the lead once again, being able to split the map east and west, but Idra, with his very effective macro, able to take the lead still. Now, Select is going for a refinery, so it is going to be a standard opening from Select. We'll see if he does go for an early Reaper. Meanwhile, we are going to go for a hatchery down over here on the bottom right-hand side by Idra. So Idra, staying true to his very economic build, he's going to be able to get drones up very quickly. And unless Select's pressure is spot on, he's not going to be able to... Idra's going to be able to just freely drone and do whatever he wants, taking that macro lead into the mid and late game. Now, Select can do a number of things behind this. He can try to do a supply depot followed by a factory and a reactor, utilizing Hellions in order to put some pressure. But the problem with that is that it does delay his command center just a little bit, as Hellions do cost a fair amount of minerals. And on top of that, the Hellions may not be that effective, as there is a ramp here, and all it would take is one creep tumor, one spine crawler here, or a spine crawler here and here to really neutralize the effectiveness of that harassment. You can now see a drone making his way up. A Marine is going to be able to get some easy damage there and finish off the drone before it is able to scout anything. And Idra's playing in the dark. We should perhaps be seeing a reactor added on in just a moment. There it is. There's that reactor, as I mentioned. And now Select may be trying to go for a command center as well. And we'll see how he's going to respond to this. Taking a look at the harvester count, 17 to 17. But a queen now being trained at each of the two hatcheries. And that means that Idra will have about 20 larvae a minute, as long as he doesn't lay down a creep tumor. Now, Select will see the timing and whether or not the Hellions will be able to get off any kills, or at least force some drones to grow up and be spine crawlers and preventing them from mining. A command center is being built over here. There is a couple Zerglings now making their way out. Only 2 Zerglings on the field. It looks like those Zerglings are going to be able to not do very much at all, as 2 Marines are there to meet and greet them with the help of an SCV. And now perhaps some front door bunkers should be added as well by Select. Idra getting an extractor here, and it looks like he is going to be going for a 3rd queen. So it is going to be 3 queens here on Antigua Shipyard, and that means very heavy creep spread very early on. Idra finally establishing his extractor. No gas as of yet, no metabolic boost, and he is now currently supply blocked at 36 over 36, as apparently they does not like this supply depot here. Gonna go ahead and try to take it down. The queen also in a very curious situation, standing right next to the ramp as the Zergling tries to run in, and he does spot this one low ground command center here. There are going to be 2 Hellions now making their way across. 2 Hellions, a queen going to be there to meet and greet. There you go, getting some easy damage. Spine crawler was just uprooted, not quite sure why, as now the queen does back off here. Perhaps laying down a 2nd creep tumor would be beneficial as well, as the Hellions are now going to try to make their way up the ramp, and it looks like that creep tumor will get taken down. A new creep tumor down over here, down to 4 hit points. It gets taken down. But 2 Hellions, or is that 2 Hellions or 1 Hellion? 1 Hellion lost there. For some reason, I thought there was 5 for just a moment. And there you go. The spine crawler and the queen able to stop any more harassment there, and now adding an evolution chamber to prevent those Hellions from being able to simply push through what was a rather wide opening. Barracks now being added, Stim being added, Hellions still being trained. There you go, 2 Hellions at a time, 46 over 54 food compared to 60 over 60. These Hellions are not dealing the necessary harassment damage, as the Queen now able to meet and greet them, and it looks like the Queen going to be able to come in and get more damage. All the drones backing off. Is it going to be enough? Are they going to be able to torch? And yes, that was a very nice hit. 10 kills, all those drones lining up, and that was the necessary damage dealt, as we are now sitting at 40 drones compared to 31, and it's difficult to believe, but just a moment ago, Idra had 50 drones, so a 20 drone advantage now turned down to 7, as the Hellions once again gonna try to make a move and try to push their way across. We are now going into double medevac play, transitioning away from this Hellion harassment, and it looks like the Hellion's gonna try to stick around just a little while longer. Is it gonna be enough? And no, able to attack the evolution chamber and take down that burrowed building. I like that play by Select, attacking the burrowed building there. Oh, sorry, the building by attacking what was right behind it and letting the splash damage do the rest. Medevacs now being added. It looks like more supply depots need to be added as well. We are transitioning into Aspire. No third base just quite yet, as the Zerglings are going to get some easy Hellion kills there with a quick surround. A little bit of a sleeping Hellion at the helm, and it was taken down in just a matter of seconds. Combat shield now being added. 5 Marines are being trained. A Zergling trying to make its way through, but I still think that Select is not going to be able to really do anything. Perhaps try to stop this one hatchery. That's the only thing he can really try to do. If he tries to engage or he tries to do too much, the Zergling on creep is going to be able to pick him apart. He needs to pick and choose his battles just a little bit better and utilize these Hellions very, very effectively, as the Zerglings and Banelings are now moving out. The Banelings, oh, it's going to be a drop. So it's going to be elevated straight into the base, and it looks like the Zerglings have not spotted this just quite yet. The Zerglings are trying to figure out where exactly his opponent is, and this is going to be a brilliant play here as the Hellions, but the Banelings are in position, and the Banelings going to be able to perhaps melt those Marines. No, unable to do so. Heavy losses, and now more Marines coming back in, trying to drop all of those units, unload them all, and figure out what the strategy will be. Combat shield just about ready, as it looks like the Hellion going to try to test the waters, and oh, running straight into a group of Zerglings once again. There's the surround. No good. Zerglings able to take it down, and now the Marines are once again trying to push back a little bit more. Will it be enough? And it really hasn't stopped that hatchery from coming into play yet. The Marines doing a little bit of that stutter step, but not going to be able to do anything else, as the movement speed on the creep, allowing those Zerglings to close in on their targets rather quickly. And this is looking very, very bad for Select, as I believe Idra... Oh, actually, Idra now down just a little bit. 52 drones compared to 55 SCVs. But the third hatchery is up. There's the spawn larva. And I think Idra, now with the larger army, is going to be able to just wrestle away map control. 8 Mutalisks. Going to deal some damage to the medevacs. Unloading now. Going to deal some damage to all of those Marines, as those Marines were accidentally picked up inside that medevac there. The medevac could have been destroyed. Just simply not enough Mutalisks to handle that. 7 drones now being added. It looks like we are going to have a bit of a catch-up. We can see that there is an additional command center down over here, so Select does have his third base ready to go as soon as he's able to lift it off and land it. Idra is not spewing any creep over here, so he's going to be able to land it in just a moment, as the Mutalisks come in, get a little bit of damage, and able to shoot down an Overlord as well. 6 drones now being added. Idra once again taking the lead in the economic game. 7 drones, 9 drones being queued up, and Idra right now just utilizing and banking on this Mutalisk map control in order to run off of 3 bases and continue to drone up very, very easily. Zerglings also attempting to take down these rocks. There is going to be a 4th base here in just a moment. I like this decision for this 4th base, allowing Zerglings to run in and defend rather quickly, even though it does expose it a little bit to Select. This entrance would naturally be used by Idra in his position anyways. Mutalisks now once again going to catch an orbital command in transit, and that is really, really bad news. 2 SCVs now taken down as well. The orbital command going to try to land. It's not going to be able to do so, as there is creep on the ground preventing it. And now the Marines need to make their way over and shoot that Overlord out of the sky to make sure that that creep does recede. Mutalists now making their way in. It looks like that creep will slowly recede. SCVs arriving there just a little bit early. Idra is about a 30 food advantage right now. 77 drones compared to 66 SCVs. 3 mules in play as we are now getting up that all-important, or that 4th base by Idra, as we now see that 3rd base by Select. Mutalists once again pushing in, able to get some easy damage, take down a couple Marines in transit, or in training right as they pop out of that barracks there. And now Banelings, Zerglings, and Mutalists just simply waiting to push out. More Marines, more medevacs still coming in. It looks as though the Zerglings are now going to try to push in as well. Banelings are coming in from behind. Focus firing down the Banelings. Yes, the Banelings have been destroyed. And now Banelings now finding some of their targets onto some of those Marines. The siege tanks have all been destroyed as well. So it's only mass Marines against mass Mutalists. Slight advantage for Select right now, but constantly trading. I think Idra just is going to have too much of an army. Medevacs now going to get destroyed. SCVs trying to run away, and this is just not looking good. There you go. Zergling's going to finish off this base here, perhaps even finish down the missile turrets. Marines finally pushing in as a new wave of Banelings about to be hatched, and we will see whether or not level 2 weapons upgrade and level 1 ship vehicle upgrades will make much of a difference. Harvester count 77 compared to 59. 5 mules in play, mining away over here. Select trying to train up a large number of Marines. He needs to get his macro going. The Mutalists, however, just causing way too much harassment. Another unit getting just sniped out of the air here. And Idra is just going to rinse and repeat this strategy over and over. Perhaps even taking down these destructible rocks and then being able to swarm in from this far side here. You can see that the Marines have no idea what's going on. Actually, they do see the rocks getting destroyed. Zerglings now getting destroyed here. Supply depots are being built. Zerglings may try a run by, and it looks like they are just going to simply run away once more as the Mutalists are going to find some free SCVs. Only 1 missile turret. The missile turret is getting repaired. No auto-sec tracking, no armor on this, but it looks like the missile turret is getting repaired really well. Some of those SCVs are getting destroyed, and the missile turret with 3 kills able to fend off the attack there, and Idra losing perhaps a little bit more than he bargained for in that engagement. Idra currently up on food by about 36, 37 right now. We'll see how this is all going to unfold. Hatchery down over here. Idra is just mainly going to use it for gas. He is setting up some additional spine crawlers. He should be transferring some drones over there in just a second, as in comes the large major engagement. Excuse me as I completely missed that. Now Mutalists now going to be rushing in ahead of the group. More medevacs being added. Zergling's going to come around for a flank. Zergling's getting melted away. Banelings, are they going to find their target? No. Bad engagement by Idra, as that was just way too well defended. And Select doing a good job just preventing or making sure that he is not losing more than Idra, but Idra just mining much more efficiently. Now sitting on around 1,600 minerals, should be able to train up a lot of Zerglings in just a matter of seconds. Mutal is still hiding off over here. Select stuck on 3 bases, unsure of how he can move out to establish his 4th. He can try to expand over here, but that's not going to be any good, as the Mutalist once again able to snipe down the missile turret this time. SCVs were not there to repair it, and now Select's main base is pretty much ripe for the taking, as Idra able to come in, pressure, and push back many of these SCVs. It looks like the engineering bay will get taken down. Down it goes. Marines are upgraded 2-1, able to deal some damage back to those Mutalists, as the Mutalists try and finally fly away, and a sensor tower being established, making sure to see whenever his opponent is going to come through in that fog of war. Mutalist 24 laying outside. It looks like the Zerglings are simply going to try to run in, but because of all of those supply depots here, causing a lot of issues and a lot of trouble. SCVs now repairing that siege tank, as now we see Idra establishing his hold in the middle on a gold, and now finally going into hive tech. Hive Tech a little bit later than I would have liked this time around. Idra does still have a lot of Mutalisk, and he's going to once again try to fly in, go after Marines. Marines are getting destroyed here. It looks like another missile turret is going to be joining in on the fight. 2 missile turrets joining in on the fight as Idra sacrificing units, and a 3rd missile turret as well. So Idra just going mass, and in comes a Thor now. He does not want to engage when there is a Thor, as the Mutalists want to focus fire a target, and when they do, the magic box is broken. Planetary Fortress will never see the light of day, now lifting off. It looks like the Marines going to try to push in. Banelings don't even need to make their way over. Siege tanks over here. Zerglings now going to surround the siege tanks. Down they go. There goes another. Nope, down to 26 hit points. But the level 1 weapons upgrade on the siege tank, able to one-shot all of those Zerglings and those Banelings. Hive Tech now finally adding a Greater Spire. I do not see an Ultralisk Cavern just quite yet. Idra about to run out of gas on his main bases, as well as we now see Infestors trying to hold the center. Mutalisks are in position. It looks like another Marine going to get taken down, and Select really wants to hold this, but oh, a fungal growth from the high ground. Chain fungal growth, and all of those units so low on hit points, and then Glaive Worm just bouncing across multiple units. In comes a Thor. Will the Thor have enough? Will the Thor get within range is a key question here. We'll see whether or not the Marines are now going to be able to just take that center Zelnaga tower there. And another Thor needs to be added as Select finally starting to mine away with mules here. It looks like some of these mules are not currently mining at all. Second sensor tower. There is a Thor back over here. The Thor is a little bit far away, unable to get close enough. It just needs to sit right here in order to protect Marines. Gonna get melted away, and I think Select knows that he's not gonna really be able to do much to stop this. Really, at this stage, Overlords are over here as well. We'll see what they're gonna be doing, as another hatchery being built over here on the top right-hand side of the map, and here at the 3 o'clock starting location. Select also holding the center Zelnaga tower. Siege tank perhaps needs to be repaired in just a moment. There you go, now being repaired as well. As you can now see, Idra looking to try to mine away at the gold mineral patches. Select calling in mules, and Select barely hanging on, as Idra now is banking around 3,000 resources. Marines now trying to push in, but Broodlords now landing in from the sky. Banelings trying to find their target. There's a melting. Infestors not even getting off a fungal growth there. The Broodlord still just raining down Broodlings from the sky. Zerglings and Infestors are in position. Select cannot engage here, and this is going to be very bad news, especially as the Broodlords are going to start just hitting onto the main base here. And now in comes some fungal growths, dealing a lot of damage to those SCVs. Marines trying to push in. One Broodlord goes down, another Broodlord goes down. But after a fungal growth, all those units need to pull back. Zerglings and Banelings finding their targets. Will it be enough? Center tower may fall. It does, as the Marines continue to push, and the Mutalisk dealing so much damage, able to clean up a lot of the SCVs here. And now there is still one Broodlord in the air. It looks like it will get taken down, as the infested Terrans don't have much meat to them as well. Idra still training up a lot more units. He does not have that much in the bank. He does still have a lot of Zerglings, a decent amount of Mutalisks, 4 Broodlords, 4 Infestors. And will it be enough, as he's training up 4 more Broodlords as well in the middle of the field? Select, as long as Idra doesn't make a mistake, he should be able to have this game now, as the Ghosts are trying to go mass snipe. In comes the Swarm, and the Ghosts quickly get taken down. And there is the GG. Well played from Select, and the congratulations. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this best of 7 series. Select losing to Idra 4-2.